Good morning, students. Let us revise the third chapter, that is human reproduction. In its first part, we'll cover the following topics. The first is the male reproductive system and its accessory glands. Second is the female reproductive system and the accessory duct system and the mammary glands. Now, first of all, we'll discuss about the primary sex organs or gonads in the human. These are the ovaries in the female and the testes in the male. These primary sex organs, they perform the two main functions. One is they produce the gametes and second is they secrete the sex hormones. Testosterone is secreted by the testes in male, while the estrogen and progesterone are secreted in females by ovaries. The secondary sex organs, these are associated with the primary sex organs and perform some important functions. In males, vas deferens, seminal vesicle, prostate glands, and penis, while in female, fallopian tube, uterus, and vagina are the secondary sex organs in female. Let us discuss about the male reproductive system. The testes, the male reproductive structure in the males. These are paired gonads present in the scrotum, a bag-like structure outside the abdomen, which provide the 2 to 2.5 degrees less temperature than body. Initially in the embryonic stage, the testes are located in the abdomen, but before the birth, they descend outside the body in the scrotum, the bag-like structure, which provide the less temperature in the body, which is necessary for the growth of the sperms. Scrotum is connected to the abdomen cavity through the inguinal canal. Size of the testes are 4 to 6 cm long and 2 to 3 cm wide. Testis is enclosed in a capsule called the tunica albuginea. Each testis contains this tunica albuginea has a germinal epithelium. Each testis contains the 250 compartments called the testicular lobes. Each testicular lobes contain 1 to 3 long coiled tubules known as seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules are lined with the two types of cells: the male germ cells or spermatogonia, which undergo meiosis to produce the sperms. Second are the Sertoli cells, which provide nutrition to the growing germ cells. The region surrounding the seminiferous tubules is called the interstitial space, which contain the blood cells, interstitial cells or lytic cells, which secrete the testosterone hormone, which is the androgen hormone. So let's look at the structure of the testes. There are the three layers from the outside: the tunica vaginalis, tunica vasculosa, and followed by the innermost tunica albuginea. The testicular lobes are present, which are separated by the septa. Each testicular lobe contains a coiled tube called the seminiferous tubule. These seminiferous tubules open in a space called the rete testis. In this open space, some small tubules open, which are called the vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia altogether they join to form a long 6 meter long coiled tube called the epididymis. Epididymis is 3-part: caput epididymis, corpus epididymis, and the cauda epididymis. This epididymis they leads to form the vas deferens, which open into the urethra. Parts associated with the testis and their functions. The rigid testis is a space where the seminiferous tubules open. Vas friends here, small tubules from the rigid testis that open into the single coil tube called the epididymis. Epididymis is a 6-meter long coil tube that leads into vas deferens. Sperms pass through this tube and reach the urethra. The urethra is a ejaculating duct that passes through the penis. It contains spongy muscles with the large supply of the blood, and the penis helps in the insemination or during the copulation. There are certain accessory glands along with the main reproductive structure testis. These are the seminal vesicle located behind the urinary bladder, and they contain some spermatozoa activating enzymes, fructose, citrate, inositol, etc., which provide the energy to the spermatozoa. Another gland is the prostate gland. It adds alkaline secretion which neutralizes acidic secretion present in the vagina, vulvarethral or Copper's gland located below the prostate gland adds mucus which acts as a lubricant. Secretion of these glands forms a seminal vesicle, seminal plasma. Seminal plasma along with spermatozoa response is called the semen. FSH, LH, FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, and the luteinizing hormone from the anterior pituitary. It regulates the function of the seminiferous tubules under which the spermatogenesis takes place, and Leydig cells which is responsible for the spermiation. Female reproductive system. Female reproductive system possesses the following parts: a pair of ovaries, pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, and external genitalia. So here are the female reproductive structure. These are the ovaries held by the ligaments. This is the oviduct. Oviduct contains different parts called the fimbriae, followed by the infundibulum, then ampulla and stomach. There is a cavity. This is a uterus, and the cavity inside the uterus is called the uterine cavity. The uterine wall is very thick, having the 3 layers of muscles. Outermost is the perimetrium, middle one the myometrium, and the innermost is endometrium. Endometrium is supplied with the blood vessels. So here there is supply of the blood vessels. There is a small opening of the uterine cavity. This is called the cervical canal, or generally known as the birth canal. It opens into the vagina. So same diagram, having the 3 layers of the muscles of the uterine wall, ovary, there is a ligament, and the different area, fimbriae, infundibulum, ampulla, and stomach together from the fallopian tube. The ovaries are the paired structure. These are mesovarium. These are folds of the peritoneum attached on the dorsal side of the ovaries. Each ovary is a solid organ composed of the connective tissue called the stroma, wrapped by a layer of the cuboidal cells called the germinal epithelium or tunica albuginea. Stroma consists of the outer ovarian cortex and inner ovarian medulla. Stroma contains developing follicles. Matured follicles are called the Graphene follicle. Is supposed to form the release the ovum or secondary oocyte. Let's look at the structure of the ovary. This is sectional view. The outermost layer contains the germinal epithelium, which keep on producing the primary follicle. This primary follicle develop to form the secondary follicle and then tertiary follicle, which contains a secondary oocyte. Tertiary follicle contain a cavity called the antrum. It is a fluid-filled cavity. This tertiary follicle further matures to form the graphene follicle, where the secondary oocyte of the ovum is present. Graphene follicle contains a large number of follicular cells. On 14th day, this graphene follicle ruptures to release the ovum or secondary oocyte. The graphene follicle is converted into the corpus luteum, which secretes the progesterone hormone until it produces the progesterone hormone. It keeps on growing, and afterwards it is converted into the corpus luteum. Now, female accessory duct system, the fallopian tube. There is a 10 to 12 centimeter long tube which carry the eggs from the ovary to the uterus. It lined with the cilia that helps to move the egg. Infundibulum, the funnel-shaped part of the oviduct near ovary. Wider part of the infundibulum is called the ampulla, which leads into the narrower part called the isthmus. Fertilization takes place at the junction of the ampulla and isthmus. This is important for examination purpose. The fimbriae are the finger-like projections at the edge of the infundibulum, which receives the egg from the ovary. So here is the same sectional view of the female reproductive system. The uterus is a thick-walled muscular organ attached to the pelvic wall by ligaments. The ovarian wall consists of three layers: perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. The innermost lining, that is endometrium, is richly supplied to the blood vessels. Vagina is the large muscular tube. So is the birth canal. Two tissue folds protect the vagina of urethral opening. Female reproductive external genitalia, the mons pubis, outermost structure, cushion-like fettus tissue, which is covered by the pubic hair. Below the mons pubis, the labia majora, the fleshy fold of the skin, extend downwards from the mons pubis, surrounds the vaginal opening. Labia minora, paired folds of the tissue just under the labia majora. And hymen is a membrane that partially covers the vagina. Mammary glands contains the mammary lobes. In mammary lobes, the mammary alveoli are present. Each alveolus has a lumen in which it secretes the milk. This mammary gland is covered by the fatty cells. These alveoli, they open into the mammary duct. Then each mammary duct opens into the ampulla, and all ampullae forms lactiferous tubules which open into the nipple. So here the mammary glands are paired structures with the glandular and large amount of fat. There are the 10 to 20 mammary lobes, each with its own duct called the lactiferous tubule. Mammary lobe contains cluster of cells called the alveoli. Cells of the alveoli secrete milk which is stored in their lumen. So mammary alveoli, which are present in the mammary lobes, they secrete milk in their lumen. This milk passes into the mammary tubule. Mammary tubules, they together form a mammary duct. Mammary ducts, all the mammary ducts form the ampulla, and many ampullae together form the lactiferous tubules which open into the nipple. So that is all for today. Thank you.